Alrighty, hello. Welcome everyone seeing this in the future. My name is Russian Juggernaut. Today we got something a bit different. Today we got a bit of Call of Duty background gameplay. This is live, so I'm actually playing this as I'm talking. Flash open door. But, ooh. Oh. I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I have an idea that I wanted to do for today's video. So, upon waking up today, I find out that the game, like, player's voice game has been decided, or whatever. The winner has been announced, rather. And that being Ghost of Tsushima. And I don't know, in my mind, it makes 100% sense because even though I've never played, oh, there was a guy there. I didn't even notice him. Even though I never played Last of Us, the first one or the second, I have seen a bit of the first. I don't remember too much. I watched like some old videos way back in the day. Ooh. And that's about as much as it went for me. Oh, that was an enemy. So I never actually wound up buying it myself and playing it. Even though I bought some DLCs for the multiplayer. I had, I don't know. I think I had gotten some free money or something from Christmas, and I was like, fuck it. I've been hearing good stuff about this game, and I'm gonna buy it at some point, and then I never wound up buying it. So, yeah. That's basically how that went. But what was I saying? But yeah, I haven't actually wound up buying the yellow one. I just joined that package from someone. Oh. You killed me for it. Also, forgive me if my gameplay seems sloppy. I have not played this thing in months. And this is my first match, so... This is gonna be a work in progress type thing. Me get better. Getting better. Oh fuck. But yeah, what the hell was I talking about? But so yeah, I've never really wound up seeing a reason to buy Last of Us 2, so I haven't seen much gameplay on it. I just kind of avoided it entirely based on the drama going around it, as well as me just not ever playing the first one. So I can't say for sure whether, like for sure, whether Last of Us 2 for sure didn't deserve to win. I don't think it did in my mind, just because of how much I played Ghost of Tsushima, both the single player, the campaign, when it first released, as well as the multiplayer. I have played extensively with my friends, as some of you may have seen if you watch some of my previous videos on it. So in my mind, Ghost of Tsushima definitely deserved to win. And all my opinions on Last of Us 2 are solely whatever I've heard about it. So, keeping that in mind, I'm going to give my opinions on why I think Ghost of Tsushima deserved to win over The Last of Us 2. Starting with Ghost, the game that I know the most about for sure. Oh, hello. So Ghost of Tsushima, starting out, the story and the time period that it was set in, it's stuck to the time period and like the way that people would do things back then 100% the entire way through, I felt like. So it's feudal Japan. Obviously, people would make decisions and think in the way of feudal Japan. And I don't know, the entire time that I played through it, it felt like the people's decisions and the way that they spoke and everything, it just felt like feudal Japan. It didn't feel like a game trying to be feudal Japan. So, in that regard, they captured the mood and the atmosphere perfectly. They couldn't have done a better job in my eyes. I'm sure they probably could have, but me never actually living in feudal Japan, I got the best experience that I possibly could. I feel like out of that game. And then the gameplay. The gameplay from start to finish was also just, it completely enthralled me. Like, learning, oh shit. Learning more and more things as I played the game. It never felt like I was being completely overwhelmed. It never felt like I was just swamped with learning these different abilities. How do I use this one? How do I use this one? Blah, blah, blah. And just the in between, like just fighting little minions, you know. It it was just satisfying. Swapping in between stances in the middle of a fight and just effortlessly taking out a shit ton of people. It was just very satisfying, very fun, and overall, I loved playing that game. If I could play through it for the first time all over again, I would do it 5 more times. Maybe more. I guess the other thing that Ghost has over The Last of Us is the fact that Ghost is the first in its game. It's not a series yet, if at all. I don't know if they're gonna do a Ghost 2, but they don't have that expectation from the first one that the second one be a certain way and be as good as the first one, you know? So in that regard, I feel like Ghost had that leg up on The Last of Us 2, so hey, I'll take it, going even for my first match in forever. The 57, a lobby of like 155s only, nearly. I apologize if this seems a little everywhere. I don't like have a script or anything. This was just something that I thought of and just figured, I should be able to, bullshit this. So if this ends up being a little everywhere, I apologize. But yeah, I think that's about it for the positives of Ghost. Like generally how they handled the different aspects of a game, you know. Oh my hell, I can't see. Where am I? Ho 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 ho. That's a plane. Where am I? Oh, he's dead. How about no? So yeah, going on to what I know of The Last of Us 2 and why, from based off of just the things that I've heard. So again, this is just my opinion. No need to fucking do what that guy did. Kill me over this. Just my opinion. Oh, hello there. Oh! How did he not get me? So, what I've heard of the story of, well, no, we'll start out with the gameplay. The gameplay I have heard is very, very good. It is very satisfying. It keeps you kind of enthralled the entire time. I thought I seen someone in there. Maybe I'm just high. I don't know. Why can't I get on that? That's so dumb. Richtofen. Ooh. That wasn't too bad. It was a little turrety. Just hold down L2 and then R2. But it was a 4-piece. What was I on? So the gameplay's good. The performance, I believe, was good. And And I guess it's onto the story, and this is where it fell apart from what I've heard and seen. So like for instance, the like on I don't think it's Rotten Tomatoes, it's some other gaming site that has like a critic review versus a player review. And the player review for Last of Us 2, I know for a fact is abysmal. It's like around 40% or something like that. Whereas the critic review is, I'm pretty sure, around 70 or 80, 90, something like that. I don't know. As per usual, critics are bought off versus, the player base who is not. They just buy the game hoping to have a good game. Whether or not they get a good game is not entirely up to them. So, yeah. So I know for sure that the critic or the player review is shit. So I have evidence, to back up what I'm saying, or at least what I've heard, which is why I tend to believe what I have heard. I mean, I have had multiple friends of mine say that they enjoyed playing the game. I haven't quite asked them about the story itself because it's such a touchy topic between person to person that it's just kind of, avoid it. It's whatever. Don't need to, argue and ruin friendships over something that I've never played myself. But from what I have heard, the story is not that good. Wait, it seems like they have pushed aside a lot of what they used to believe in, like actual good gameplay and good, or not good gameplay, good storylines, good characters, sticking to a character's motive, not doing a 180 on a character. I hate that so fucking much. If a character does a 180 out of nowhere, you've immediately lost me. I despise that shit. Because, like, someone doesn't just go back on their morals and what they kind of believe in on a whim. It takes some shit for them to do that. What the fuck is this guy? Ah, there's two of them up there. Firing squad on that wall. So yeah, the topic that I keep on trying to go into and then get distracted from. The story. Fucking hell. So the story, it doesn't feel like they continued on from the last game, is what I've gathered. It feels like they have taken the universe of the last game and then gone into another multiverse. Like somehow, some way, we're doing the Berenstein thing. We went down an alternate path in the universe, and now everything is fucked. That's what it kind of feels like to me. So the fact that the game doesn't feel like the last game in the series, like a continuation from the last game in the series, it's just in the same universe as it. That in my eyes is what immediately drew a lot of people away from it. Oh. And also, from what I've gathered, Joel is a very beloved character in the game, and how they did him, again, from what I gathered, I haven't seen this actual scene myself because I never really cared to, I guess. Let's just say this entire time that that Last of Us 2 has been out. I never played the first one, so I never wound up feeling a reason to buy the second one. Especially when it felt like such a storyline-based game. It's not something like Dark Souls, where you can play whichever Dark Souls you want. It doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be getting the story out of, like, the overarching story of Dark Souls out of any of them on their own, It's just overall, you're going in there for the experience of the game, and that is to challenge yourself. It is the name of the game in Dark Souls. Like, I just got a triple. Holy hell. Blook. Oi! Sliding out like that. So yeah, I think that's where The Last of Us 2 faltered in comparison to Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like if the people that made The Last of Us 2 actually, I don't know, they had to have not wanted to actually make a second game in the series. Like, I don't know if someone else took over development of The Last of Us 2, like, compared to who developed the first one, but just something is different between the two. It doesn't, like, they're the same characters and everything. It's supposed to be the same universe, but it doesn't feel like the same characters. And I think that's where they didn't do as good in comparison to Ghost of Tsushima. This is the triple with one bullet. I think it was, or maybe that. Actually, no, that was probably just the two of us. Come to think of it. It did say triple kill, it didn't say quad. I would have said quad otherwise. Yeah, that summarizes my thoughts, I think. Ghost of Tsushima, or this will summarize my thoughts. Ghost of Tsushima did better because it covered all the bases of the story, the gameplay, the performance, and the overall feel of the game. Story was amazing from start to finish. Gameplay was enthralling from start to finish. The time period that it was set in, it kept it up the entire time. It never felt like I was being taken out of the game. You know, I felt like I was in the game almost the entire time. I want to say. And the multiplayer, like, they released the multiplayer out of nowhere for free, completely for free. You didn't even have to have anything extra. You just, here, enjoy this. And it was amazing. The customization was amazing. You didn't have to buy anything. Like, you just had to unlock the customization, and then you have it. And it was amazing customization. It wasn't like, oh, slightly different shader. No, it was like completely different helmet, completely different armor, everything. This sword, whatever your sword you wind up using, you can customize it because you can unlock other swords for free. You don't have to buy extra currency that costs real money. Nothing. And then you got Last of Us 2, who, fair. Maybe the gameplay is very fun. Maybe the in-between is very fun. But it coming after The Last of Us 1, people were expecting The Last of Us 2 to be a certain way. And to do characters a certain way. I think people would have been fine with, like, spoilers, Joel dying. But if they would have handled his death the right way. From what I've heard, the way that they handled his death was very low blow. It didn't. It crossed the line. Like, you can do a low blow death, but have it, I don't know, have there be a redemption. You know, I don't know. Maybe Cade 6 from Destiny you could consider, because he just dies in a cutscene and after being all badass, and then, you know, takes out his ghost, and then this ghost gets sniped, and yeah, he winds up dying, kind of being bullied too before he dies. So yeah, like that Destiny's Cade 6, it was kind of a low blow, but it wasn't too much of a low blow. And then we even had like this massive arc of taking down the dude who took out Cade 6. Like, do that. Why didn't you do that? If you do something like that, then you can have a death of a character that is very beloved, still make the game better, and still keep the game good. But they couldn't do that because they had to throw all in these political ideas and shit, and just throw integrity out the window, from what I've heard. So that summarizes my thoughts. I am very happy that Ghost of Tsushima won the player voice, whatever, game of the year, fucking stupid award, even though it doesn't really matter because I play the game you want to play. Enjoy the game you want to enjoy. It doesn't matter in the end. So long as the games that we get are good to the people that buy them. That's all that we can ask for. That we enjoy our time on the games that we spend our money on. Or don't spend our money on. If they're free, you know. So, I think I'm going to end this one off here. Thank you to everyone seeing this in the future. My name has been Russian Juggernaut, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.